Yo, what up, y'all? His podcast. We are live. Today is Sunday, and as I say, Sunday is the Lord's Day, as they say it. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope y'all had a great weekend. First off, explain something to y'all into the CBD products. Please go to 66cbd.com. My name and the promo code BALDHEAD, capital letters, and you get a percentage off of your first purchase. Go to 66cbd.com. Also, if you are tired of paying your cable bill, which we all are, just pay for your Wi-Fi. What I got for you works for Android. It works for Android boxes. It works for Fire Stick. WeWatchTV.net. Check that out. And on my show today, I got a couple of great guests. First, I got a young lady that is doing her own podcast. I'm going to let her come on and tell y'all about that, where y'all can go find her. I was actually on a podcast, and it was crazy. Comics Uncensored. Hey, man, we talk raw, we talk real. And I got somebody that I've never had before, and some of y'all probably don't know about, that is still in existence and getting in. A black farmer. Blackhaven. Look, let me tell you something. We've been doing it wrong. This man going to tell us how to do it right, or he going to tell y'all how to come get it from him, okay? First off, I'm going to bring my girl Elle up. She has her own show. Bam, there she goes.
Hey.
What's happening? All right.
What's
Let them know about
Baldhead?
I'm hanging in there, baby. I'm hanging in there. Can't complain. Let them know about your show and when it comes on and where they can find it at.
Man, that's what's up, man. It is Comics Uncensored. Let me tell you something. I was really just playing around. I produced a show on Sirius XM a few years ago, fell into a situation, produced a comedian, created, directed the show. And then I was sitting around during COVID working my corporate job. I was like, shit, people need to laugh and have some fun. So I created Comics Uncensored, have been blessed to have you on. We're having a lot of fun making people laugh. People can find the show every Tuesday, 7 p.m. West Coast, 10 p.m. East Coast. I got to say it because people don't know what Central, Eastern, all that shit means no more. But man, we just have some great comedians on, have some fun, talk some real shit. That's all. Oh, youtube.com/Comics Uncensored. That's where you can find me.
Yeah.
Happy to be here, Baldhead.
I'm glad you got. So you got your wine. You got your wine. Got my coffee. Yes, I do.
It's Sunday, sir. It's Sunday. We drinking for the Lord, and I'm getting a little. I mean, Sunday. I got to get a little hype up here for you. You know what I'm saying?
Drinking for the Lord. Do you got your crackers with you? You got the crackers, the graham crackers, the rich crackers, your crackers.
Sir, I haven't been to church in a while, but the crackers were never good in church.
No, but they talk so long. You were so damn hungry. Them crackers taste like steak chips. Steak chips.
You be like, can I eat it?
I'm about to bring Mr. and Mrs. Smith to the screen. They have a farm. Black man, black woman, got a farm. What up, y'all? Let them know about what we got going on, man.
Ross. Mr. Ross.
Mr. and Mrs. Ross. I'm thinking, you know what? Diana Ross. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Ross. I'm so sorry. Blackhaven Ranch.
Yeah.
That's why I like it when I'm wrong.
Yeah,
so what you got going on, brother?
Yeah, so we from Chicago. You know, we from name of the ranch farm is Blackhaven Ranch. We actually do some urban farming in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago. But we do have a farm that we are building and we're getting prepped to go into on the larger stage in the Missouri Ozarks, right there on the Missouri-Arkansas border. So, got anything to say? That's my wife, Mrs. Ross.
Hi, everybody.
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Yeah,
they some happy farmers, ain't they? They some happy farmers.
He do most of the heavy lifting. You know, I'm just here to look.
Miss Ross got her wine too.
Oh yeah.
Miss Ross got her wine too.
All right, girl. Cheers. Gotta have the wine. The wine is a must.
Mm-hmm. I don't even understand how y'all be drinking all that damn wine and just be so happy but I guess wine makes you happy.
Hey, Baldhead. You know what I was reading about Baldhead? I was reading that black farmers, like I was reading that black farmers have decreased like by 50% over the past decade. So I was like really curious about that. They were saying how that has happened. So I'm like interested in this whole farming thing and like why you think so many not farmers but black farmers have decreased. And they were saying that even money for grants has been held away from black farmers. So I was like, dang, I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Is that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, before the last decade, since since the early part of the 20th century, discriminatory practice been going on. Keeping even during Reconstruction and after slavery, that's what you see is the same thing you see in the housing market or any other market is you get baited into predatory loans and things like that, and then pretty much the goal is to put you in a debt, right, and put you back into a new form of slavery, and so and so any same you seen it with the marijuana going on, people trying to get into that industry, things like that. It's always because we didn't get the head start that everybody else had. It's all high. So that's what you see.
But Baldhead, I don't know about you, but did we not get the head start, or was something taken away? Because I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I used to go to Newton every single summer. That's the country with my grandma and granddad, and they were in the farm. Like they will tell you the history. You know the history of farming. We were doing all the farming. So is it really that we were behind it and it was taken away? Because literally, my grandma planted stuff in her trees. So I feel like this is another problem. Like I looked at it and I'm like, wait a minute, we were doing all the farming. We had farm.
Well, what happened was, and what I would always argue is one of the biggest problems or that happened to Black folks, and we can argue all day between being brought over here and then and slavery. Well, I think next to that would be the Great Migration. When you see people leaving industries to cultivate and farm natural things that are God given, and going into a runaway to wage labor in the North, in factories and things like that, because they were either scared of what was going on in the South, or they wanted a for sure thing. They wanted to make sure that they were going to be paid, every week, and that they knew that would be there. And so people look for job security or to make sure that they can pay their bills. But really, that security leaves you behind some kind of bars, right? And it leaves you limited. And so, like you said, it's a slippery slope when it comes to that, because yes, we were the farmers and all of that, but at some point, and we're seeing it, we can go into that a little bit later, but we're seeing it today. Black people are being scared into and being herded into different groups and different pockets, and where they're dependent on government, and that's where we are today. We are herded into cities where we are dependent on wage labor to feed our families. And as long as people know how you eat, they can always starve.
Oh shit!
Well, let me tell you something.
What you think, Baldhead?
I really commend you for me having a couple of years and knowing that you should eat different is what got me interested in a lot of things. And I actually know two other Black farmers do. You the first person that's on here. I know you can't tell all your secrets, but what is the process of even want to start that? Where did you want to? What made you want to do this? answer the question.
Actually, I don't know if you read up on me at all, but actually, today is what this be 3 years since I was locked up. Since they locked me up for, I'm a community organizer and activist in Chicago, well, formerly, and I also ran some campaigns, political campaigns, and things of that nature. Help out with ran some candidates, and from what I've seen in Chicago, with politics and groupings and things like that, was if we all Cook County has always had the numbers, right, with Black folks, but we never had political power. And so if you can't leverage your numbers for power, right, then you have to go in the other direction, right? You have to say, forget everybody else, right? Forget being dependent on whoever, and we'll go do things ourselves. So October 4th, 2018, I got locked up. They accused me, allegedly, I still got the case going on for, they say allegedly I threatened a police officer, right? We know, I can't mention his name, but we know who Laquan McDonald is, right? So, the child that was shot 16 times by an officer I can't name. And I got some trouble for that. And and so after seeing, the landscape, the gang, the mob mentality in Chicago from politicians and things, I decided, that we were going to, we had already planned on buying land or whatever, but the urban farm comes from, they wouldn't let me leave to go to my land. And so I got chickens. I put everything in the front to say, pretty much, fuck y'all. If y'all not gonna let me leave, I'm gonna have it right here, right? And so we have to leverage ourselves, and if we can't do it in numbers, we have to do it. We have to stop pulling levers and pressing buttons for other people, right? And so that's how you maintain your leverage and your power.
Can I ask a question? I just because I know you got people on here. They are like, you a farmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell Black people the importance of farmers right now. Like, really break this down. Give us the importance of why. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so obviously we're in a pandemic. Yeah. We're in a pandemic, and it all kind of works out in our favor. I think God really given me some vision into things way before, because I've been talking about this for almost 14 years. I really wanted to buy, 2,000, 3,000 acres collectively, and people didn't see the need in that, or they didn't want to get together. And so eventually me and my wife, we said we're going to do it on a small level. It's not only good for producing your own food, because they're scaring us. There's gonna be a food shortage.
Something's gonna be wrong with the food.
Something's gonna be wrong with the food, poison, and all of that stuff. And so there's a real big need for healthy produce. I know a lot of people stop eating meat and stuff, but people still eat meat. Grass-fed, farm-raised, no GMO produce, and you just can't trust these corporations at all, because the quality is gone because they're focused on quantity. And farming should be a community thing. It shouldn't be two people producing food for the whole nation. This should be a farm in every community, and and that farm or those farmers need to provide that food for that community, because you take away the quantity, but you get more quality.
Somebody just said I just asked, where was Matthew Ross?
What's up? What up, Dan? Y'all know I got up off Facebook.
Let me tell you something. What you doing, and all of these people be doing all of this march, and we need to stick together. If these people do not fund you, I'm talking about whatever organization's got that little important dude in the hood that can get together. I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna do what I can with my platform to help people know about all the black farmers.
Yes.
Really, all the black, because this is what I remember when I was a short. My grandmother lives a day. Sometime I can't remember what. Sometime a year, my grandparents went down south and came back with all the produce that lasted for a while. I realized
preserves.
You could freeze stuff. My grandmother done had so much stuff in the deep freezer, frozen from down south. And when they came back, we had to clean the whole house up.
Yep.
Because my great grandmother, a big feast when they came back, and some of the stuff that they got.
Yeah.
We and they was like, and my grandmother just sit at the table and talk about how important it is for you to cook your own food. But see, that's when McDonald's was a treat. You know, and McDonald's is a norm. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't want to cook. And I'm on this podcast, I'm talking to a lot of black women. Women, y'all need to do what y'all gotta do. Y'all want that man that was like your grandfather? You gotta be like your grandma. I ain't saying no work, no job, but don't get your ass tired. Cook in the house.
Ballhead, I'm all the way with you. And I'm with you because, like, when I was growing up, when I went to my grandma's house, first of all, my grandma grew everything in her yard. And we might go to the farm sometimes to pick like certain things she didn't have. And then we would go fishing. Right. My granddaddy would wake us up at 4 a.m. We went fishing. He'd come back home, skin the catfish, let that thing still be breathing in the refrigerator till it dies. But it was gonna be live when they cooked with all, like they did that thing real. So Ballhead, I'm all the way with you on cooking for, like, I saw it growing up. You know what I mean? We could go outside and eat off all my grandma's trees.
At some part of it all, we lost that. At some part of it all, we lost it all. When we lost control in the household from the food, we lost control in the household with the kids' attitudes.
Well, going by, you were asking earlier, what do we do between the time that we plant and that we harvest? Pretty much nothing. You can maintain, but going back to preserving your own food, like I hate it. I hate it so much.
Long process.
I hate canning. I hate all of that, but it's a necessity, right? And so when you get back to where have we lost, or somewhere we lost that, it all goes back to what's easy, right? Is it, it's easy, even though it brings anxiety and, stress and stuff, it's easy to go to work, right? It's easy to have somebody else, and this is what's so messed up about, capitalism, this rat race that we're in. So currency, money, is made from 75% cotton and 25% linen. Those are natural resources. Those are natural products, right? So what we're saying is we're going to go work 40 hours a week, right? So somebody can give us cotton and linen that comes from the earth, so that we can use the cotton and linen to go buy, let's say, a bottle of water, which comes from the earth, right? Now, it would be advantageous for us to cut out that middleman that goes out and bottles that water and harvest that cotton and linen, and we go do that stuff ourselves. We take the time away from the employer and we put it back and invest it in ourselves. And so this stuff, they got us all messed up because, it's, even though it's more time consuming and it seems more stressful or whatnot, it's easy to go to work. It's real currency is labor. That's how America was got where it was because they got free labor. That was currency, right? And if we start to invest in ourselves, our labor into ourselves, like sweat equity into a house, we'll be a lot better off.
Well, Baldhead, do you mind if I ask him a quick question? Ask the Rosses a quick question.
Okay, man. You on the show too. You gotta keep asking me.
Hey,
ask them. You know you can ask.
Hey, I'm trying to respect it because you know I love being on these podcasts. I don't just make these comics uncensored. I'm trying to get them to go in and talk and have some fun over here with us on this whole. But check this out, y'all. So I went to FAMU, so it's an HBCU, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University. There's a lot of A&M universities out here. But I remember taking a tour across the university and they were showing us the farm. But they said that a lot of people weren't enrolling. This was obviously years ago, but they had really changed because a lot of people entering college, families had said, go get an education, about business and other things. And things were shifted away from the agricultural because it was like, we're more than that. So how much do you all think that the focus on Black colleges has taken away because now we aren't focused on that, of what that's done for Black farmers? Because that was really why they gave us colleges. And you correct me if I'm wrong, but it was like, hey, y'all focus on this. You don't need business education. Just keep being farmers. And then when that took off, all of a sudden, let's take this away. So how much do you think our focus on Black universities going away from that has affected what we've been able to do as Blacks in farming?
Well, get him started.
Go ahead, get started. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I think that argument goes back to W.E. Du Bois and Booker T. Washington, where Du Bois was, he figured that we should assimilate, and we should we should educate ourselves, and that we should, become equals with white folks, educated white people. Booker T. Washington felt like we should stay in the South and we should make ourselves an asset. We should, get into trades. We should stay farming and things like that. And like you said, we moved away from the farming, and we wanted to be educated, right? Because that education was key, and education can get you the American dream after a while. You can get your house and you can, get you a good job, get you a good house, raise a family and all of that stuff. At a point, they saw that this is something that we were able to do. And so what they did was they monopolized colleges, they monetized them, right? And they mandated them, right? So now you have to go to college. You have to get higher education to be able to get that American dream. And so you're going into debt twice, right? To be able to, you got a debt with school and you got a debt with your house, and your little bitty house on the square, right? And I'm not going to tell, what I pay for my land, but, you can get acreage for the price of a car, and you're paying $200,000-$300,000 for a little bitty house. So we got things messed up, and the powers that be, they did a good job at orchestrating that stuff and taking us away from the necessities, the basic necessities of life, food being priority, food, water, and then clothing and shelter, because we are so focused on bigger material, being validated by papers, diplomas and things like that. And like you always see the richest people in the world, they don't have those pieces of paper. And so we're following somebody else's plan to a fault. And then we won't even get into the roots and the roots and all of that. And all of that stuff.
My sister and my assistant says 20 of debt for school and 30 years of debt for a house slavery plan. I believe that.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And I add to that.
I never wanted to buy. I never wanted to buy a house because I seen the things that my mother and them would go through. But my great grandparents, they bought My great grandparents were the first black people on the block, and they were the niggas that started it all in those people. And as I was growing up, it was one white lady on the block, and my great grandfather told me that she was the only person. Her name was Miss Scott. She was the only person that when they came on the block, she came and she told them, "I'm grateful that y'all came and y'all came on the block." You know, wasn't nobody coming with no cake and all of that. And she said she told him at the time, "I'm not gonna bring y'all no pie and all of that because I don't think you would trust me." She said, because what she knew what was gonna happen around here. You ain't gonna like it. Show nothing. They did the burning of the cross, they did all of that. And my great grandfather, he moved. He moved. I didn't find out till my great grandfather had passed that he was crazy. He had did something down south and jumped on the train and came to Chicago. Yeah. Let me tell you something. When that man died, I found out great grandmama told me, "Oh, your granddaddy wasn't nothing to play with. He killed 2 white men and jumped on the train and came on." He was raised by a mother. Down there in the South, he disrespected his mother. He used to tell me about how they used to farm and how they used to have money. And he's seen a lot at his age on how they was wiping black folks out with those type of businesses. That was a business. That was a corporation that could have went on from generations. And I see how many kids y'all got?
4. 4 kids.
4. They getting it in. They getting it in while they farming.
You know what? That's what he be doing when ain't no. Okay, I see. Hey, I done planted all the rutabagas. I got all the potatoes down. Time to play.
The rutabagas.
Oh yeah, but what do you have? You said you got chickens and stuff. What do you got, or what do you expect to have on the farm when everything is settled?
So in the spring, prayerfully, will be my first year full time out there. So our plans start with poultry. So we're gonna do chickens, and then I think we're gonna get into some lamb first. Start small. It'll eventually we'll get into. I want to get to a couple cows, raising some cows, but nothing extremely big and nothing commercial. I want to just be able to feed my family and a bit of my extended family and my community, right? So nothing that's going to spread me too thin. That's going to take away from the quality of the product.
Can we think? Can I think bigger for y'all? Can I just think bigger for y'all? No, real talk. Because this whole thing crosses over every single industry. I'm in corporate America. I've been in. I had my own business, but every story is the same. So can we just think bigger for y'all? Like I literally, as you were talking, we're like, oh, and I know it's a lot of other things that come into it. But if there were other ways, you know how they have these things where you can order different things and like ship it to people.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like there's
so
there's I feel like as Black farmers, y'all deserve so much more than thinking just for your family.
Well,
but what I absolutely love that I think we probably all might miss sometimes is that one of the biggest investments is y'all have invested in land, and that's probably going to be one of the biggest things that y'all could ever do, and how much money that's going to make one day. And I think we got to hear that real message. That's the real game right there.
Well, so when we talk about all the social ills that go on with Black folks, right? The key, I don't care if it's politics, social issues, or whatever. The key is the problem. The root of it all is we don't have an economic base, right? And we don't have an economic base because we don't have infrastructure, right? Infrastructure is what all the other ethnic heritage groups received when they came here willingly, right? And we spent years and years tilling this land, building it up, and received nothing. And that's why reparations is very important. But and I give you a backdrop, just a small story. At the time that right before we were emancipated, the biggest construction project was going on in America. It was the Transcontinental Railroad. It's going to be a railroad coming from east all the way to west in California. And they did not have enough laborers to complete that project. Instead of, and this is 1863, 65, I believe, they didn't have enough laborers. But instead of getting the newly freed us those jobs, they went and got Irishmen from over across the sea, and they went to get the Chinese to finish that, right? And they granted those people prime real estate right off the railroad, and they gave them land. They gave them land. They gave them money, wages, and all that stuff. And that infrastructure, that land, is how they build their economic base and roll it over into another industry or whatnot. So the Irish, in Chicago, everybody got their role. The Irish, the police. You got your the Italians. They built the union, trades, and all of that stuff, and they rolled all of that money over into other industries, which gives them the power to build up their political power, right? And in turn, it works back for them. So, when we're talking about voting and all of that stuff, you can't. It don't matter if you have economic base.
Every state that those railroads were supposed to run to. I know you said California. I know Chicago. Where I'm from, Eaglewood on the south side was actually a railroad town.
Yeah, we got a building right there. Our building right there on 59th and Union. So right there, right behind us is
right. What's so crazy is the railroad just bought all of that up.
Yeah, Norfolk Southern.
One of my friends. Yeah, one of my friends, his mother house was there. Now, as you say, I got locked up. I got locked up. I was locked up for some different shit. It was in Minnesota playing around. And so I come back home. All the projects gone. That tripped me out. I'm like, I was driving on the damn ride, and I'm looking like, you see the project. I was like, there's something missing. My brother was like, oh yeah. My brother told me when he was driving, he was like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, they tore the projects down. In my mind, I'm like, damn, all them chicks I used to fuck with in the projects, where they at now? But anyway.
Where they at?
So that's
Well, look, what was so funny was, if you grew up in Englewood, I'm 50 years old. Now, my great-grandmother and them used to be. There was a Pullman Bank right there on 63rd that showed they had pictures of everything in there how it was. And you could actually still go outside and see the tracks used to still be on the ground. Where you talking about, that's the stronghold over there. When I came home, I didn't realize until we drove down there, everything was gone. I'm like, how do you relocate blocks and blocks of people, families? They bought all of that.
You know how they
right
do
now
it.
they doing that.
So people want to know about voting, right? That was the plan for the '94 crime bill, right? You ever watch Roots and you see, Chicken George go over to Europe and he come back and his people he looking for his people. That was the whole point. So you lock these young brothers up, right? And with the help of their parents, a lot of middle class or well-to-do Black folks, they was for it, right? And so you lock these people up for years, and then you start putting fines on these people, building code violations, all that. And these older people can't take care of that stuff. They can't communicate that stuff no more. It gets too overwhelming. They start implementing Imminent Domain. That's how you clear out the block. It's not just Norfolk Southern, but it's the University of Chicago that's buying up all of that stuff. It's nothing east of Union now, all the way from 55th to 63rd Street, right? That's all University of Chicago and Norfolk Southern buying up all of that stuff. And then in a few years, like if you go to Evanston and look at Northwestern University, you see a lot of those old buildings. Those are frat houses and stuff. So I've been telling people for 10, 12 years, yeah, all of that stuff. Your grandmother's building gonna be somebody's frat house, right?
Well, see, you know what? Let me say this right quick. This is the thing. I'm curious though. Now they closed down Eaglewood Mall. Now see, if you go to Hyde Park is self-sufficient. Grocery stores. They had a place that was like Whole Foods. When Whole Foods came in,
Trader Joe's or something like that.
It wasn't even Trader Joe's. It was
it's like
something Dynasty.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was it. Because I lived there. But this is the thing I'm saying. Inglewood, after the railroad stuff, even when the railroad stuff, it was a self-sufficient place. It had a movie, it had a theater, it had a bunch of grocery stores, it had all of that. They knocked everything back. They put two things in Inglewood that would never have been thought in Inglewood. They put a Whole Foods over there, and it's a Starbucks over there.
Right across the street from my building.
Yep, and walking.
Yeah, so
it's right across the street.
When you come from down on 59th, from where you talking about, all the railroad bosses, you bust that left on Homestead. Everything is bought by Kennedy King. So I'm telling people, I said, so y'all don't think they gentrifying the neighborhood? So my buddy, we was having a debate about it. He said, well, how the hell they gonna get everybody off Ashland? I said, before Obama got out of office, he gave him $1 million something to put all that tree shit, all that bullshit in the middle from Ashland, from 59th all the way down to I think 82nd Street. That's the decoration part of this. I said they starting, they plan to ruin everything. I said they money longer than we are. They money long enough. You got a lot of families where you was talking about grandmama and them couldn't pay. This wasn't really their grandmama and them couldn't pay. Grandmama and them died and left it to them damn dummies. And they start doing all. You look and you see all these houses bought up. All of this before the pandemic. All of this before the pandemic. The pandemic financially crushed everybody. They weren't expecting the pandemic. So now, even when one of my friends, when I was selling dope and doing shit, he said, hey man, you know it's always somebody smart in the crew. Hey man, you better go on and get your couple of these vacant lots around here. I said, so vacant lots.
That's what. So
and not knowing
this 2020, when I got out of college, the first thing we did was buy a 2-flat right there across the street before Whole Foods was there or anything. Because my father said that they're not going to put Kennedy King there without redeveloping the neighborhood. They put too much money into Kennedy King to not do something to the neighborhood. So from that, we got the building, and then we got the lot next to it. And then we seen all the people gone, disappear, cutting off gas, all that. People can't pay those utilities. That's another reason we get the farm, because, you're not beholden to utility companies that monopolize the market. You get out what you put in. If I want heat, I chop wood. I chop wood, I get heat, right? That's how we do it. We don't. It's like a prepaid thing. It's like, if you put minutes on your phone, that's all you get. So ain't nobody letting you go over so they can fine you or charge you a late fee or something. And so that's what we got to. I mean, even if I would advise folks, if you could put a wood burning stove in your house, because some of the places folks living in Inglewood, some of these other on the west side, I would rather live in a log cabin with no utilities than live in some of those places with those slumlords.
Right.
Well, Baldhead.
Don't do you think, girl. Don't do you think.
Baldhead. I'm drinking, so I'm about to digress a little bit. If y'all just let me digress for a minute. So we in California. There ain't no farm in California. And I had heard the Wifey Talk, you know what I mean? So I can tell she's a respectful, nice little wifey, but I want to hear you talk. Tell us what you love about this black farmer man who be out there chopping that wood so he can save on electricity. Because I think us women need to kind of come down to earth and look at really great men like this. So tell us what you love about this old man over here chopping this wood, farming, girl. I done digress, but let's do it.
Yeah,
please.
right. No, we didn't really get into how I agreed to all of this happening in the first place. It was really my okay that kind of started it all. And it happened at a time where, I just grown to be more open about change. Because I'm from the South Side. I didn't have, parents that, knew anything about the South. We didn't visit no grandparents down South. So all that was very foreign to me. I know that Matthew, his family kind of brought that into his life. And that wasn't that for me. So he actually, I feel like he probably sneakily did it because for our anniversary, he took me down to Missouri. And we stayed in this nice Airbnb. It was like a small little cabin. I think the lady owned 40 plus acres of land. And she had pretty much quit her job, bought this land, built her a little cabin. With a beach and a little lake, and she had her house she lived in, and then she had another home that was built that she had rented to people. And it was just so beautiful. I mean, it was peaceful, and he asked me, he's like, would you do something like this? I'm like, yeah, this is kind of nice. After she had farm animals, she had chickens, goats, and she was taking us on a tour around the land. And I was like, yeah, I could do something like this. And then from then on, it was okay, let's buy the land, let's look at it, let's do this. So it was it happened during a time where I was in a transition, individually. And he kind of eased me into the idea. So at that point, that's when we, everything was kind of happening together. So he had stuff he was doing with the movement and all of that, and all of it just kind of came together. And the only thing I told him was that we have to prepare. So you're not gonna move me out in the middle of nowhere, and you don't know how to grow nothing. We hungry, all these kids.
Right.
We need to,
no. Yeah.
So it all began with it started in the back before, he went. Big up front. And it was a gradual thing. We had a couple of chickens before we had 12 chickens. So it was kind of.
She said, "You gonna feed me?"
Yeah, I'm I need to see how we about to do this. So it kind of. Yeah, I wasn't.
You wanted to make sure. You wanted to make sure. Hey. I know him, and I got your back. This chick got to work. This chick got to work.
Yeah. And so, as a wife, I'm all for supporting the things that he wants to do, because it is very true. He is a visionary. He's smart. He's hardworking. He's dedicated. He's all of those things that a husband should be. And so, as a wife, I wanted to be very supportive of that, but I also want to make sure, all right, we got a plan. We ain't gonna be out here looking crazy. And I know, there's gonna be some stumbling blocks and stuff, but. I wanted to support him, but I also wanted us to, know what we were doing and be kind of prepared, because you can never be fully prepared. We're kind of going into something that we've never done before. But at least we have an idea. We have an idea of what we want to do, and we're not just going to be out there well, where do we start? We have some type of template to follow.
Plan. So let me tell you something. What I hear, I love it.
I loved it. I commend you as a black woman for standing by your man and standing on your man.
Yes.
She was like, all right, we're going to do this, but look here. And I'm going to tell you something. It might sound funny, but I know this man is not going to lose. You know why? Come I know just by meeting him, just seeing anybody that can wear a hat like that, that's shit. He walk up, somebody might say, "Man, what he got that crazy hat on for?" That's a heavily built,
right?
A hillbilly, the hillbilly.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Right?
That man was a millionaire. That man was a millionaire. They thought that man was crazy.
Yeah.
But look at a black one.
Look at that hat.
That's
Look
what
at that hat.
Look at God.
Right,
they say, look at that hat. Look at that hat. What are you doing? Look at that hat. What are you doing?
Go ahead. But won't he do it? Go ahead. I'm all the way with you because I'm like, so this for all the people who out here in LA and all these places wanted a man to be all like entertainers. Like, do not sleep on a black man with a vision trying to do something else. But I don't know if you know this, bald head. I'm looking at their shirts because I'm gonna tell you right now. I love the 40 acres and a mule thing, but we be asking for that too much. They went out and bought their 40 acres and a mule. Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Look at their shirts.
I gotta get my mule, but yeah.
But they went instead of waiting for it.
Can we buy those shirts?
Yeah, go to BlackhavenRanch.com. Yep. BlackhavenRanch.com.
Y'all make sure all my people right now share this live. Go to BlackhavenRanch.com. Purchase a shirt. Purchasing that shirt will support the cost they got. And the cost they got is for us.
Amen.
It's for us. So please go to BlackhavenRanch.com. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to be putting it on my stuff. Man, you know what, man? Y'all done inspired me, man. I don't know how to plant shit. But I'm going to go eat some sunflower.
Well, I could tell you this, and I'm all whatever, I've done a couple interviews and podcasts and things, and I'm always going to plug my sister that helped me get started. Because I didn't know anything. Like my wife said, we decided on this, and she said, if we're gonna fall, we fail, we're not gonna fall hard there. We'll do it here, right? And so I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to start. I just happened to see Homestead Rescue.
The show.
It's a show where a homestead is a farm where you live or whatnot, and people that are failing, right? And this guy comes in and evaluates this stuff and helps them out and gives them advice. And all those people white, all the seasons, I seen white. And then we got to like the third season and we were going through the episode. I see somebody black. I'm like, oh, we skipping all them. We going to that episode. I'm listening to the girl. She's like, yeah, I'm from North Carolina, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, she don't sound like she from North Carolina. She sound like she from here. She's like, I'm originally from Chicago. Boom. Right? So she went to Dunbar High School. I hit her up the next day on Facebook. I didn't think she was going to hit me back, but she hit me right back. We started talking. She asked me, I asked her, what I need to do how can I get started doing something like you did? And she told me, clear your deck as much as you can, but start plant some seed, at least plant a window garden. And that's how the backyard started. And that's how the front started and everything else kind of fell into place. Her name is Chantel Johnson from Off Grid and Color. Off Grid and Color. Like, you want to talk, we ain't, we still, and we got the land, but she been doing this maybe 4 years now. She got the pigs, the chickens, the turkeys.
Processing.
Process everything, selling stuff, all of that stuff. That's my homie. And she really helped me get started. I got on my phone as mentor. She really she avails herself for any time I have any questions. Off Grid and Color. She's from Chicago, but she lives in North Carolina. That's where she's from. We just wanted to give her a shout out, and I always gonna tell her thank you for everything. Chantel Johnson.
Yeah.
That's much love. My sister said she started, and I was there with her. My sister said I started an indoor garden this year and composted. Let me tell y'all something about my sister here. Let me tell y'all something. She don't eat. When I go to Chicago, I stay at the house. I be mad at the motherfucker. She don't got no food. That motherfucker, she got food, but ain't no meat. Ain't no meat. She got a space on her deck. She started goddamn garbage, and then she be picking shit out the garbage, putting it up. Tell me, no, that's for the compost. I said, look at man, I'm not going to be doing all of that. You got to think about it. you got to really think about it. You got to be a special type of person to do it on the scale that you're doing. Because me, I talk about jail. First time I got to experience a compost, I was in boot camp. Jail. And they say, go throw it in the compost. I don't know what the hell is a compost. They say it's out there by it's the field. That is the smelliest shit I was experiencing in my life.
Yeah.
But from that goes the best produce.
They're making fertilizer and all of that stuff.
Yep.
Make sure y'all share this live because I need y'all to support my brother Matthew. I need y'all to support the Rosses.
Yeah.
I need y'all to support Blackhaven Ranch to the fullest. And there shall be, and I will be posting and bringing on other Black farmers so we can get this. We can get this in rotation because it all started with us. We lost it.
It did. Yes, it did.
What else you got to say? What else you got to say, El? Oh shit! Oh,
it's all good. No, you just said something powerful. It started with us, so I was just kind of hanging on to what you said because we lose so many things, and they showed us how we've lost it in farming. Like when people didn't think it was gonna make money, and I'll just say when white people didn't think we were gonna make money from it, and we showed that we had already cropped all their land, we had already done all this before, and showed we could still be the people we are and still make money. What happened? All of a sudden, they're telling us the Rosses are telling us how it was taken away from us. That's all I was going to say. So we have to support this. And I want to know from the Rosses, we talk about the problem, but what's the solution? What is the solution for us to overcome this? We got to stop talking. We got the problem. Tell us how, as Black farmers, how we can overcome and make the solution that we're not waiting for somebody to give us something. And we're not always waiting for things. That's what I want to know.
Well,
before you answer that question, my girl Joy Ellington says, "Hey farmer," I don't know why she said, "Hey farmer." Hey farmer, I want to know how your garden survived the winter in Chicago. I think they might put some confidence on it. I don't know.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Different crop.
Well, I don't really farm in the winter. We put out some things because it's so harsh here. You can grow some leafy vegetables, like greens. I do greens up until like Christmas time. My kale, just leafy stuff. I don't really want to bother with being out there in the winter time, so that's why we have our preserves and all the stuff. That's why we preserve everything. And then really farming is, once you harvest everything, winter becomes so short to you because you're preparing for the next spring, right? So you're trying to figure out what you're gonna grow, all of this. And I start all of my seeds inside in the basement, probably at the end of January. So it's a non-stop thing. But I really don't want to be outside.
We tried to have like a greenhouse.
Yeah, I tried a greenhouse.
It was just too much.
Yeah, I just don't want to be outside.
Snow and stuff.
Now, when we get to Missouri, the growing season will be a bit longer, and the winters aren't as harsh. And
we have more space, for actual bigger greenhouse
and all of that stuff. So, yeah. So we don't really do that outside stuff.
It sounds like that is really the history of farming, though, because I remember the same cycle for my grandmother during the summer when all the apples would fall off the tree or the peaches, we'd preserve it. She's like, it's because the winter's coming. So if you harvest enough during the right seasons, it took you through the winter. Is that part of like what this really is about? Making sure the harvest is great.
That's what anything. Those are biblical principles. You have to be a good steward over the things that you have. Right, you can't be, out here frivolous with everything. I think one of Aesop's fables, the grasshopper and the ant. The grasshopper played all summer, right, and the ant worked, right, and he had food for the wintertime. So these are farm. This is just nature. Right? This is how animals, survive and take care of themselves. So that's how we do.
I love it.
My girl, my love. Then hit the line. She said, "I have a big ass yard. I want to start a garden. Do you guys have any classes or offer information on what to plant
That's good.
and when to. I'm gonna tell you something. He does have a big ass yard. He is in Eaglewood, Matt. She's in Eaglewood. First thing you have to get a fence. You got to get a fence. Them niggas go to the field.
Yeah, especially in Eaglewood.
Your greens gonna be running. Your parents gonna be running.
Yep.
You got to get a fence. You got to get a fence.
Cameras.
You gotta get.
I'm in Chicago.
Niggas in the rodents. Niggas in the rodents.
Yeah.
But
I don't even know if you call them rats rodents. I don't know if you call them rats rodents. Call them some Inglewood puppies.
Yeah, I'm
hit
hit me up. I'll give you some lessons, give you some pointers on what to do to start. I got a building in Inglewood, and we have a lot next to the building, and I don't even attempt to grow, because like he says, I'm a be a real angry person if somebody mess with my stuff. But get it, inbox me, or you can hit me up at farm@blackhavenranch.com.
That's the email
at blackhavenranch.com, and I'll answer any questions that you have. And I'll even come by there. I've done that for a couple people this year.
Do you have an Instagram page?
Yeah, Blackhaven Ranch.
Okay. Y'all follow them at Blackhaven Ranch. 9 times out of 10, the link to their website is in the bio. Some people be lazy, they want to click this.
Yeah, I'm not on Facebook no more. So I don't really do the Facebook. I'm focused strictly on Instagram. So I'm not on Facebook anymore for a while. But Instagram is where it's at.
Instagram or
That was a whole business move, though. Seriously, I wonder how many people out there had the same question that I think it's Lakeisha had. Are you teaching a class? Like, that should really be something you all should consider as a business, part of the business. If you haven't already.
Yeah.
Well, we're working on that intellectual property.
I've been talking to him about this for a long while now. We just, we getting him to it. Don't worry, I got it.
Push him, wifey. Push him, honey. That's what I'm talking about. Push him, wifey. We expect to see this in the next 6 months.
Yeah, okay? We'll be working on that this winter. We'll be working on it. Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. Ballhead, we got to take that class, man. For real.
No, I'm not taking the class. I'm gonna buy some shit though. I ain't taking the class. For the first time, bam, I'm gonna come to the screen. Let me tell you something. I'm not. Yes. I don't like cutting no grass. I don't like none of that. I got allergies. I'm not going to be out in the sun standing around. First off, my head is too big for a hat like that. No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buy some shit. I'm going to tell some people, you got to buy some shit. I'm going to tell I'm going to do that. I'm not. You're crazy. I'm not fake. Did you hear me tell you my great grandfather came from the South? He had a big.
Yes, mine too. Go ahead.
She said, "Go back out there and get them turnip greens." I went out there and put up all the damn tomatoes. She went crazy. You trying to get me set up? You trying to see me set up to fail? I'm not doing. I'm a purchaser. I'm a purchaser. That's what I am.
Hey, go ahead. Purchase some. Look, they might start little. They might be able to show us how to cook something. I mean, like grow something like a little container in the house. Like, so somebody like me and you who don't I'm in California, ain't no land out here to really grow nothing on. Yeah. But not where I am. But what if they give us a little container? Can't you show us how to grow something that's not underground? So for people like me and you buy from them. But they show us how to grow something in a little container. It could be some herbs. It could be some herbs you use to cook. I'm
not going. Last time I tried to go grow something, I went to jail. Last time I tried to grow something, I went to jail. Not growing shit. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave that to the farmers. That's their job. They're gonna do a great job. I'm gonna do a great job going to the farm and coming back like my grandmama did with a whole trunk full of shit. Dirt with the dirt still in the trunk. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't finna be bad.
Do that, because we don't need you going to jail, Baldhead. Because I think I'll call you and be like, "What you growing today?" You be like, "I'm growing this weed." I'm like, "Shit, I'm with you. We don't need that." So
hey,
don't grow nothing.
My mother was so slick with it. My mama was so slick with it. She was I guess you could say she was a farmer. We had a real long, one of them long backyards in Eaglewood. My mother told me, don't go your ass in that yard, in that backyard playing in them weeds. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm out there one day. My mother done went, I don't know when she did it, but if you never really pay attention to weeds and weed, she had weed growing around the weed. The weed was in the middle. I didn't realize I was standing level and I was standing over, and I was like, why do weeds look different? I said, Mama, what type of weeds is that? She said, I told your ass to stay your ass out that yard playing in the weeds.
Oh, Lord.
Right in Eaglewood. My mama let me tell you something. I can say it now. My mama sold so much weed that she grew on her own. I messed around one day and ran into some white dudes from they was from Kankakee. They didn't have enough money for the other stuff they wanted. I had it. They gave me two of the longest garbage bags of weed. Why did I take it home? I said, Mama, I don't know. My mama told me, she said, it was on a Friday. She said, come back Sunday. Yeah. It'll be ready. I come back Sunday. My mama done broke them big old bushels. It was bushels of weed. She done broke it down, put it in some. I had like about 4-5 ounces of weed. Pounds of weed, 4-5 pounds of weed. I was like, shit, we're gonna get this money.
That's funny. That's
my mama,
funny.
My mama was a farmer. She was a farmer of a different sort.
Baldhead.
Hey man, I'm glad y'all came on the show. What'd you say?
I was gonna say, as I digress again, our show Power. Ain't that where Tariq started? He growing that weed. Like you gotta love his ass. He doing what your mama taught you to do. Shit. As I digress. Yeah.
Start small.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well,
if
you want to get historical with it, that's what I mean. You got you want to talk about building infrastructure, right, and rolling it over into other stuff. That's how prohibition. If you look at Chicago politics, all of these people are descendants of people that were involved with criminal activity during prohibition, and after that stuff got repealed, they moved into politics, right? With the money that they got, from prohibition. Yeah. When you see black people get locked up and stuff, they take the money, they take all the resources, everything. So you can't never give it to somebody else to roll into something else. That's why we don't have political power. That's why we don't have any economic base. So that's why all the weed. All the years
always one of my friends. They want to know some bullshit. She said, "Can we grow weed legally since it's legal now?"
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, it's right here. Can we grow weed at home?
One of my friends said, "Can we grow weed at home legally?"
I know a whole bunch of people that legal. I don't know if it's legal or not, but it depends.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. In Illinois.
But this is what I want to tell Joy and anybody that's listening. If you ever caught a case, they say you cannot get caught doing this. So Joy, get you a nice long backyard. Let some weeds go around in the bush. My mama never got caught.
That part.
Just don't be telling nobody. Don't tell nobody. And you got one summer to do it, because you ain't got that other thing in your house. You got one summer to do it. So get it in. Hey,
Come
man,
on,
I thank
Joy.
y'all for being on the show, man. I thank y'all for doing
Definitely.
and giving us
you for
this
having
information.
us.
I want everybody on here to go to. No, you know what? I'm gonna leave it up to you. I'm gonna leave it up to you, Matt. Tell them where to go and find you and everything else. Tell them where to go.
Okay, so you can find me at blackhavenranch.com. Right, that's where our website is. We blog, we got videos, we got apparel on there in the shop. You can find us at Blackhaven Ranch on Instagram as well. We're also, along with farming, we're working on a not-for-profit. We're turning part of the land into a campground for inner city youth and things of that nature to be able to come in the summertime to enjoy nature and learn some different things. We're raising money for that. You can look at Blackhaven Ranch campground on GoFundMe. So any way that you can support, share, like, comment, support, you can do it in those ways. Also, I'm on YouTube as well. I put videos up. I'm getting better at posting and editing, so we'll have some good stuff from this summer up. So you guys can kind of get a background on what we're doing. So Blackhaven Ranch, everything. Blackhaven Ranch YouTube, Blackhaven Ranch Instagram, blackhavenranch.com is the website. And so whatever way you can support, we'll much appreciate it. We support all folks. This is really a humanity thing versus evil. On a bigger scale that we don't even know about. So all my Instagram friends that, rural white Southerners and things like that support us, don't take a lot to heart. This is all, we all in this together. We have to learn to understand where each other come from in order to beat the real enemy. I won't mention them, but the media.
Thank you for coming on, y'all. Hold on, don't go nowhere. L, let them know where they can find you and about your show and everything, baby.
I sure. First of all, I just want to say, like, the Rosses are so dope. Y'all did not tell us. The next show, Baldhead, they got to tell us how they got the money to fund the land. Because I think if the biggest thing is we cannot farm, y'all got to tell us the best places to go get land and the best way to fund getting the land, period. So thank you so much, Baldhead, for having me. You can find the show that I do on Comics Uncensored. No, YouTube /comicsuncensored.com. YouTube. No, damn, fuck. Okay, so first of all, his wife was drinking, and I know that she wasn't drinking with me, so I'm the only one that's lit on this show. I'm the only one that's lit. So go back. You want to have some fun? You can go to comicsuncensored.com. Comicsuncensored.com. You can click YouTube to go to see the show every single week. Baldhead is blessing us. He's gonna be here this Tuesday, 7 p.m. on the West Coast, 10 p.m. on the East Coast. If you want to just go right to the YouTube, it's youtube.com/comicsuncensored. And Mrs. Ross, I'm so mad that I was the only one drinking the whole show. That's what I did notice. And I'm the only one that's lit on this whole show. No, it's not, ma'am. No, it's not, ma'am. That's where you started.
She's been drinking. She's been drinking too. But you just never. That's all that really was. She would take her sip and go down. You just was like, hello. But hey, man, make sure y'all share.
I enjoyed this.
Share this information. This information is for us. The Rosses are some great people. They are the first Black farmers that I've had on the show, and they will not be the last. And I will ask y'all to come on back. I'm grateful for y'all. Thank y'all. Shout out to my publicist, Sabrina Children, for doing it. Also, shout out to my girl Elle. Make sure y'all go subscribe right now to Elle's show, Comics Uncensored. That's all you got to do. You be making it too long, Elle. Comics Uncensored on YouTube. Just tell them that. She be like, go to slash.com for you. You niggas don't know this. You see, you don't know how to do shit. Matthew White got to do that computer shit. He's supposed to be doing that shit. See, I'm telling you, man. Y'all. Hey, man, I got a lot of love for y'all. The fan and out all the time. Y'all